Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Screen Scene Guru, and today we have some movie news and television to talk about, so let's get into it. Starting off with our first topic, we did see that yesterday at New York Comic Con they had an Alien Earth panel where Sigourney Weaver, Ripley, got to meet with the cast of Alien Earth, which is really cool to see. I'm not exactly sure what this potentially sets up in the future of the Alien franchise, because we are still waiting on season 2, an announcement for Alien Earth, but due to the Nielsen ratings, it wasn't really trending or tracking. So that's very interesting. New York Comic Con is still going on. There's still trailers dropping, fun things going into. They did a big wide panel for Predator Badlands, and I talked about how yesterday Arnold Schwarzenegger wants to come back to the franchise. That's very interesting news. I also wanted to talk about the Stranger Things Season 5 premiere. It had a red carpet premiere. It also played the first 5 minutes of the first episode online, which shows Will running from a Demogorgon. Supposedly it looks like he dies, and then Vecna brings him back, potentially setting up a much larger story in the series overall. I know there's the iconic moment in season 1 when Hopper brings Will back from the Upside Down, and he has to, restart his heart. He was dead. So people are potentially asking, has Will been dead this whole time? Has he been a pawn of Vecna? A lot of questions coming up in this 5-minute clip. But we got to see the cast all come out on the red carpet. They all got to, sing their praises about the series. We got to see Millie Bobby hanging out with David Harbour, which seems to debunk some of the rumors of bullying that we've heard in the last few days. So I wonder what you guys think about that. They're hugging together and they're seemingly alright in public. So do you guys still believe the rumors of them fighting, or what do you guys think? I do want to go into real quick. Alright, I had to find a calendar or a scale of how long the government has been shut down. I just want to do a report on that real quick. It's been shut down for 37 days, which is the longest running government shutdown in the U.S. history. Very interesting. I got CBS News pulled up right here. Government shutdown becomes longest in U.S. history after failed Senate vote. Following the updates to the shutdown for Wednesday, November 5th. The government shutdown is the longest in U.S. history, surpassing the previous in 2019. On Tuesday evening was the 35th day. So, very interesting stuff there. The Senate failed for the 14th time to advance a House-passed continuing resolution to end the stalemate. It was a 54 to 44 with no Democrats crossing the aisle to advance it. Despite the outcome, lawmakers on both parties have hinted at the emerging contour to the deal. So that basically they're saying, one side or the other has to capitulate. Government shutdown surpasses record longest U.S. history. It's basically all the same. But I do want to go into real quick, because we know it's day 37. Travel has been really cut in half due to Pat Duffy, the current Secretary of Transportation. He's also the Secretary of NASA. But flights canceled as FAA reductions take effect as government shuts down. But that's pretty much, we knew about that because they were covering it earlier this week, that the real effects would come in this Friday. Let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much all the news they have on that. The flights being canceled, and update: airlines juggle flight cuts as shutdown hits air travel. So, hundreds of flights and a small overall percentage were canceled on Friday following the orders by the Trump administration. Government shutdown leaves air traffic controllers working without pay disruptions in major airports appeared limited. So, not as bad as they thought, maybe. Here are the flights reduction. Major flights appear to be working largely as normal on Friday as airlines carried hundreds of flights across the United States, but widespread concern that the situation could worsen brought home the effects of the government shutdown. Many more Americans were cut. The cuts were announced by the Federal Aviation Administration this week to limit the air traffic, as the shutdown, now the longest in U.S. history, leaves air traffic controllers working without pay. So they're really upset. They're trying to lessen the workload, of course, because a lot of them are calling out not working because it's not fair. But yeah, trains, buses, and automobiles travel hunt for air alternatives. So a lot of stuff going on there. We've also got Stranger Things. Funny enough, had a teaser dropped yesterday for Tales of 1985, which is going to be an animated series they are working on next year in 2026. So Stranger Things isn't going to end with this live action season 5 broken up into 3 parts. It is going to have some legs going into next year. Carrie turns 50 years old as they interviewed Sally, which is really cool. She's one of the iconic Scream Queens. The movie's been really big for years. They are now turning it into a TV series for Amazon MGM, so looking forward to seeing that next year. Universal seems to be teaming up with the Ready or Not and Scream 5 and 6 writers as well, to be working on the newest Miss Piggy film, which is very interesting that Miss Piggy is getting a film. It seems Jennifer Lawrence, Emma Stone, and others are working on collabing for that. So that's very interesting stuff. I did want to go into Christina Ricci got her Walk of Fame a few days ago, along with the Nightmare on Elm Street guy. So that's really Robert Englund. So it was really cool to see their Walk of Fames being announced, for Hollywood's sake. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all the news coverage for today. I will be making another live probably later this afternoon, so be sure to check out that. Be sure to like the video, comment down below what your thoughts are on the news. Did you guys hear about Sigourney meeting with the cast of Alien Earth? What do you guys think? Do you think potentially she could, pull her weight around to getting them a season 2? What do you guys think of the Stranger Things, premiere? Do you guys watch the coverage of it for Netflix? The season 5 first 5-minute clip was really trending, so a lot of people were checking that out. Let me know what you think on all the stuff. Ciao.